In an exclusive interview with CBS News, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said his government has evidence that Russia is kidnapping Ukrainian children and training them to fight against Ukrainians. It is the first time Zelenskyy has publicly made this accusation. The International Criminal Court says it could constitute war crimes. Zelenskyy told Face the Nation's Margaret Brennan he knows of at least 20,000 children kidnapped by Russia, but it could be more.
When these children grow up and they push these boys to the battlefield. We have such examples.
You have evidence of that?
Yes, we have evidence of it, yes. And they taught these children to hate their native country, to hate native people. We need to bring back children as quick as possible. And of course, we need the help of all the world. We need help of the United States of America.
And now I want to bring in retired Marine Colonel Mark Cancian. Mark, thank you for your time today. So we know Russia has a state-sponsored program for taking Ukrainian children called Russification. Is this any different, and is it legal?
Well, Russification is a Russian program that goes back literally centuries. One of the ways that the Russians held their empire together was by sending ethnic Russians out into the provinces and bringing other nationalities into Russia to learn Russian customs and language. So this has been long-standing. For example, in the Baltic countries, Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, about 20% of the population is Russian-speaking as a result of this Russification program during the Soviet era.
And it's been more than 4 years since Russia invaded Ukraine. Is there an end game now?
It's possible. The momentum has changed. For a long time, it had been a stalemate, but the Russians were continuing to chew away at the front line, making slow and very expensive progress. They're losing a lot of people. But recently, the Ukrainians have been able to hold the Russians. They have actually been able to recapture some territory. And this is probably a result of their drones on the front lines. They've been able to leverage drones more than the Russians. They've also been able to strike deep, and that may have also weakened the Russian capabilities.
And Mark, it's important to note because since the U.S. war with Iran started, we're not really talking that much about this Russia-Ukraine war. It's no longer on the front lines or the headlines. So I'm curious as to whether or not you think it's had an impact on negotiations on the Russia-Ukraine war, that war with U.S. and Iran.
Well, first, as you say, the United States has become disengaged from this conflict as the White House is focused on Iran and the Caribbean. But there have been, I think, several effects of the war in Iran. One has been positive, and that is that Putin, I think, now realizes that he can't turn to Trump to help him out for a negotiated settlement on his terms. On the other hand, there have been two negative effects. One is that the United States has not been able to provide as much equipment. The Europeans have been buying that and sending it to Ukraine, not as much as available. And the other thing is that the Russians have been able to surge their oil exports and make a lot more money, and that's been able to sustain the war effort, even though the Ukrainians have been quite successful in attacking Russian oil industry.
Okay, Mark Cancian, thank you so much. We appreciate your insight.